bandwidth heavy, then how useful is it for the farmers?
Right. So it is not very bandwidth heavy. It can work on. Our application is not very bandwidth heavy. It can work on edge networks. So if you see, there are 2 to 3 data that people need to put, pricing information and this, how many kgs. It's just textual information, hardly about bytes of data. Now, when it involves image processing, we compress it and make sure that least amount of data is transferred, and the application works seamlessly on edge networks as well.
So I think there are questions from the back as well.
Thanks. My name is Prashant from Intellicap. I have an observation and partly a question on the first two speakers because broadly they are trying to do things in a similar space, and we've actually done some of that with some large companies. So just a general observation on the models that we've seen in agriculture and agriculture in particular. A lot of it, of course, a lot of people have tried stuff on information services, which I think is more aligned to the professor's model. Which largely from our experience has not been something that's been easily monetizable because it's largely a dissemination function. I mean, there are existing platforms like Reuters, Marketlight, and M-Krishi, which is from TCS. They built a platform. We have in fact worked with some of them in the past. From a business model standpoint, I think transactions obviously is the easiest way to make it monetizable, and one is having a mechanism sort of having buying and selling, which is kind of what you're trying to do, which is interesting. And the other one, of course, is a strong credit linkage, which is a very strong pull to get people to sort of transact. So my only suggestion or observation on the second, on Professor, your model is probably one way to look at getting funding or sort of getting funding support is also to engage with the commodity exchanges, because one important input for the farmers is of course price data, and also a lot of the other data from weather and other things often comes through them. And we have seen collaborations between people running information platforms and commodity exchanges working reasonably well in terms of making it self-sustaining over some period of time. So that's only an observation, and in case we haven't already looked at that. So thank you.
Yeah, you missed out perhaps one important key which in Indian conditions is very important. At least from my experience, I can say that. Professor said that this application can be run offline. The type of things which you are talking about, they have to be online.
Not necessarily, because I'm not talking about spot pricing in terms of commodity exchanges. It's more a function of collaboration, because they also provide a lot of other services, warehousing and information data which is provided to financiers and all of that. But in fact, the model that we've talked about often work both offline and online, with an update cycle which was maybe a day or once in 2 days.
Okay.
Because they were cognizant of the fact. In fact, some of these models were tried about 4 years back, when bandwidth was even worse than it is now. It's much better now.
So I think all the panelists and presenters will be available for a discussion, but I would like, because we are running short of time, I'll ask the panelists to summarize in any concluding remarks that they have on all the 3 presentations that they saw. That will be great for the audience, I think. We'll start with Shalini, and then you're the first one, always.
I say best of luck to all of you. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing all the information. I hope this session has given you some ideas to improve some things, but best of luck. That's what I would say.
So I think, I was really impressed by the range of presentations, because Farm Trades is looking at more transactions. I think, it's really innovative. Gujarat Agriculture University, just to kind of, I was part of the jury, though I didn't kind of look at this part, but we saw, and when you kind of presented it, it looked even more powerful than it was, looking at it remotely. So it's great that agricultural universities are looking at innovations like this, and I would like, as they say, more flowers to bloom, and every agricultural university looking at, putting their knowledge online. And actually, this actually tests your knowledge, because in the sense, when you see, okay, so many farmers are using it, so many farmers are not, it tells you whether the knowledge is relevant or it is not relevant. Mridul kind of presented something very innovative on how to expand the range of, professionals. This is, while he has kind of done with veterinary, but I think the model is a little bit replicable for other things. Though of course, I mean, it's not. I always look at replication with a little bit of skepticism, because some things are not very easily replicable, and you should not try to stretch it. To farm, farm trades, I would say, I think you're trying to do a little bit more. Maybe focus. For example, like when you went off into immunization and all that, seems good. Use the same platform to do anything, but it kind of distracts you also. So, I mean, very good range of presentations, and I do hope all of you kind of succeed in what you are trying to do.
There's, I don't know what to say. I mean, I think quite a few things, especially the last one, was something which interested me most, because the other two I had heard about the type of models which were being done tried by many people, but veterinary side is one area where perhaps we did not have any much of a model being tried in India. I think Madam was correct in that part. Maybe we will follow you. We don't mind doing that. That is one part. The second thing, which perhaps one of the area which was pointed out, and that is one of the areas which keeps on bothering us as a development financial institution, and that there are two things in it. One is aggregation, and because of the landholding sizes becoming smaller and smaller and smaller, and because of that, the number of levels of middlemen going up. Because you have one person covering 10 people, and then again, so it's something like number of tiers going up. How do we address that problem? One of the options which we thought of was, that is why I was asking the question of whether as a group they come over, because we can then go into formation of producer organizations and making use of them, giving them support, and they can perhaps reduce the number of levels. I can share with you from my experience that reducing or completely taking the middlemen away, as I think was rightly pointed out, we don't want our houses to be pelted with stones. I mean, they will be there. It's only that we can perhaps reduce the number of tiers in that. Regarding animal health, which was another objective which was there, pointed out in the beginning itself, I think your presentation, as I said, was an eye-opener. Buyer-seller part of it, I think, was very well covered through your presentation. I think it was, I gained more rather than I gave in this particular hour here. Thank you very much.
I thank all the panelists and the presenters here, and one thing that I'll reiterate again, what happens is when we start building technology, we complicate things and then we solve complex problems again. So what we can learn from the world is we have to simplify and do more with less is what we have to follow.